Jimmy Kimmel is giving us a sneak peek at what to expect at the Oscars on Sunday. Jimmy told The Hollywood Reporter, expect to hear some jokes about the slap, but said it won't take up the whole monologue because so much has already been said about it that it's boring. He also said that if anyone comes up to the stage to slap him, he'll beat the bleep out of them. That is, of course, unless it's The Rock. Then he said he'll just run away. Do you think I mean, this is his third time, but do you anticipate him doing something unique with the whole Chris Rock situation?
I think it's time to reset from the Chris Rock. It's done. And I think you can feel even he's saying, let's put this to bed. He might address it like in a way to say, let's never talk about this again. But there's a point where you just can't keep going back to the same, especially since it's such an uncomfortable topic, no matter who you think was wronged or whatever. It was a nasty situation. And sometimes we have to look at the Oscars like, hey, this is something we're supposed to enjoy, so let's try and do that every once in a while. So
you got to address the elephant in the room,
right?
Even
just
if
get
it's
it
for a moment.
Move on quickly.
All right. Well, speaking of the Oscars, Michelle Yeoh posted, then quickly deleted a Vogue article that questioned whether her fellow nominee Cate Blanchett needs another Oscar. The article suggested that Cate had the stronger performance in Tar, but a win for Michelle would be life-changing. Cate has 2 Oscars, but was the post in violation of the Oscars rules. It states that actors are not allowed to post anything negative about their competition. Erica, what do you think of this?
I think that it could have been, and this is just me speculating, it could have been an accident. Let's say I was like, hey, Sam, there is an article that said this about you, and then I screenshot and sent it to you, and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, it does say that, and you just post it without realizing that there was something else included in that little screenshot. So I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. Listen, we're just a few days away from the Oscars. This has been the biggest award season of her life. I doubt that she's going to purposely do something that is going to jeopardize that in any way. I think it was an accident.
I don't. I think the article right off the bat, and I know what you mean, because it's like, why would you maliciously kind of put yourself down? And I love Michelle Yeoh, but it specifically says Blanchett has already had 2. Does giving her a 3rd really matter? Off the top. And to not think that that's going to come out, I think it was a shot, and I think she knew she misstepped and she took it down.
I don't think it's a shot. I think it's fact. I think it's reality. I don't
think that matters.
I don't see it offensive at all. I see it as Cate Blanchett's been very open and honest that she doesn't hold much regard to the award shows.
Yeah.
She's in it for her craft. She's won a ton of awards. She's also been nominated a ton of times. I think it is an op-ed. It's an opinion piece. But I also think that we're dealing with facts here. We know Cate Blanchett's not that into it. We know Michelle Yeoh did an equally, if not, I know it can be subjective, better performance. So if all things being equal, why not give it to someone that makes a greater impact?
Because you can't base like an Oscar off of who wants it more or who deserves it more.
But
Tom Cruise would have one, right?
But what if all things are being equal was the point of the
You
article?
still can't bring that in there. You have to base it on their performance. Of course, Michelle wants one, and she probably would appreciate it more. I totally agree with those statements. But as a judge, you can't say, she would like it more, so I give it to her. You got to base it on performance.
Of course, but the article states, like, all things being equal. So if they're sitting there, just like in a jury room, and saying, okay, these 2 are incredible, who are we going to pick?
The person that had the better movie.
All things being equal.
Right.
Can there be? But this is a subjective
So someone's going to win.
competition. This isn't like an empirical. This isn't a math test. So it is like you're not going to be like, I like both those movies the exact same. Like they got to pick a winner every year.
You might, but here's the thing: you might. And to Sam's point, like you could say, yeah, they're okay. So both of these performances, I feel, are like equally deserving of this award. But there's a political component to every award show that we're not discussing.
But should she have posted about it? That's what I worry about.
Right. I still think that it was not intentionally done.
Right.
I think Sam is absolutely right. The person who wrote the article was very intentional about what they're saying. We all witnessed Cate Blanchett go up and accept an award that she basically crapped on. Like at the same time.
But that's her right.
So
Whether she wins it.
I understand that that's her right, but the Oscars, the SAGs, like all of these award shows have this component of this is a story. It's like the biggest American Idol of all times. You know, it's about the story. So if you have 2 actresses who are equally deserving based on their performance, they're both nominees, then I think, yes, you do give it to the person who's going to act like she wants it. Because the last thing you want to do is give someone anything and to have them turn around and throw it in your face that they don't want it. That is the political component of every award show.
I don't think that has anything. Once you give the award to somebody, they can put it on their mantle or they can put it in their trash
Sure, they can,
can.
but also you don't want them on stage saying, this don't mean nothing. Because the moment that they don't believe it means anything and they're communicating that to us as the audience, then we start to believe it doesn't mean anything either. And the Oscars have gone down year after year in terms of ratings. Do you think they really want somebody on that stage saying, this don't mean nothing to me?
Do you think there'll ever be a time where an Oscar won't be important to an actor?
I'm saying, do you not remember that we sat at this table and watched that clip of Cate Blanchett say, this don't mean nothing?
Yes.
You don't want that. That's bad PR.
It is. It absolutely is. We see it in sports all the time where somebody will just say, you know, hey, I'm just here to get this check. If the Spurs or whatever team I'm on wins, I don't care. I'm getting paid. And we still watch the game. And some people, like Kobe, are at the gym at 3 in the morning.
Right.
It's just
But
the optics don't matter.
that's the difference between that person you could not name and a Kobe Bryant.
There you go.
That person you could not name is just a part of a team. He just plays with the ball.
Allen Iverson.
Kobe owns the
Like
ball.
practicing.
Before we get to AI and all these different athletes, we're going to talk about practice.
Yeah, sorry. There we go. There we go,
Hold
Sam.
Allen Iverson. Even though it's like 20 years too late, you pulled it.
I did. I do want to say that she said it was the exact wording in her speech was that art is subjective, but it was how she dismissed it that made people feel like she did
Doesn't
not
that make
care.
her a real artist?
I don't know. All right.
Or
an op-ed.
Right.
Enough. Also happening just days away from the big show, designer Christian Siriano had a bit of a wardrobe malfunction after a pipe burst in his studio. He posted the aftermath, showing the water all over the floor, saying that only a few dresses were ruined. That's his bread and butter. That sucks.
That's somebody's
Erica,
gown.
you just worked with what would that have done?
I had more anxiety about the gown getting to LA than I did about anything that had to do with the award. I was so scared because first of all, a designer, Christian Siriano, that's like his masterpiece.
Yes.
He is one of the greatest of all times. All of these A-list celebrities for the biggest night of Hollywood are counting on this coming in pristine condition. There might be some backups, but really, that's your number one. This is like a big deal.
The good news is I've been following Christian Siriano for a long, long time. He was a winner of Project Runway, and he can make he blossomed from there, and he's the biggest superstar they've ever had. And then, as Erica was saying before, Leslie Jones spoke out on Twitter, being like, "No one's making dresses for people my size," and he just put an emoji of a hand wave, and he started getting everybody, and that's how his whole career sparked. But what I think is interesting is if he needs to make a dress in like 24 hours. He has done that in challenges on Project Runway and done very, very well with little to no resources.
Hopefully one of those dresses are Cate Blanchett's because it seems like she won't care.
Yeah, exactly. She's going in sweats this year.
She don't care.
Good job, Jeff. Okay, could we see Amy Robach and TJ Holmes back on daytime TV soon? So the two former GMA3 hosts are reportedly aggressively pitching a new TV show that will highlight their on and off air chemistry. According to the Daily Mail, the two are looking at networks like CNN, NBC, and CBS, and that ABC dropped the ball by letting them go because they could have capitalized on their romantic drama. Now, the new show could also rival the real-life husband and wife team of Live with Kelly and Mark after Mark Consuelos takes over for Ryan Seacrest. Al, you already have something to say.
Okay, that was a shot you just.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, you're like you're already talking, Al.
No, you're anxious.
I'm messing with you. But honestly, I thought that this was the #1 story in the news cycle for about a week or so. Why don't you capitalize on that rather than tamping it down? But I think the fact they did that has set up something very interesting. If we have Mark Consuelos and his wife, it'll be almost kind of like the couple that did things the wrong way versus the
I agree with
perfect
you.
couple.
Good witch, bad
and
witch.
Audiences will have to decide like what they want to tune in to see.
Yeah, it's good witch, bad witch. Again, I'm not saying that as a female cat fight or anything, but Kelly Ripa is one of the most beloved human beings on earth. You have your coffee with her this morning, in America, not on Earth. But Amy, I don't know. I don't get those. I want to have coffee with you.
Who do you want to have a martini with?
Kelly. Don't you?
I
want to have a martini with Amy.
Yeah.
No, I'd want Kelly. She does sexy.
I think
want
that's going to be
Amy.
the difference.
You think?
Yeah.
Nighttime, daytime kind of thing, huh? Naughty
I
versus
want to.
nice.
I want to know. You know, over martinis, okay?
Yeah, after 2 of them, the truth's coming out.
Yeah, I want to know.
To Jeff's point, always, and you can disagree with me, or agree with me, but you always bring up that we reward bad behavior. Like, come on, they
Listen.
both cheated on their spouses. They both have, allegedly, according to ABC, a laundry list of other alleged offenses that really made their work culture toxic, separately from the affair, and then we're rewarding this? I don't like it.
Since nobody's patting me on the back, I'll do it myself. I said this from the beginning.
You
guys
did.
laughed at me. I said they're going to have their own show, and then you guys laughed, and I go, well, maybe like a YouTube show or a podcast, but they're going to capitalize off this because all those pictures were being leaked, and instead of just they lost their jobs, you got to capitalize it. Now they're being shopped to major networks, and we're talking about it. Maybe an apology.
Do you think it's gonna? I apologize. I don't remember
I'm just
laughing,
totally kidding.
Yeah. But
Yeah, there was some like that. Some cackling.
Do you think it's going to be successful?
I don't even know if it'll get off the ground.
Yeah,
but I mean, I think the idea of it isn't laughable. I think the idea of it is like, hey, maybe we can capitalize on this. People want to see them.
You were right. You're right. I have a question
the end
for
of the
both
show.
of you. I have a question for both you and Sam. How excited do you think that Amy and TJ were when the Tom, Ariana, and Raquel story came out?
Oh,
Why?
get them out of this.
Because now everybody's talking about
I understand.
Scandival.
I'm on board.
But aren't those different demographics?
Scandival. I didn't even. That was a good
yeah,
one.
Bill,
That's
it's everywhere.
what's been it's still trending on
I
Twitter.
missed the hashtag, but I'm into the
Scandival.
scandal.
Scandal.
But I,
It's a good